Hello everyone, welcome to another fan art video. I know I should be focusing on Inktober right now, but I started sketching this while waiting for some gaming to start, and I ended up really liking the sketch and wanted to finish it and color it. So here we are. Now, drawing fan art for video games can be very tricky because often they have a lot of details that is not quite easy to replicate, especially if you're doing from different angles. I've talked about this before. But the good thing with Overwatch fan art is that their characters are designed amazingly well and they stand out. I mean, after a few strokes, you can immediately tell which character it is. It's quite amazing. So that makes it easier to leave out some details and still make it obvious who this fan art is of. And I think that's a good trick to use when doing fan art, to not worry about getting every single detail right, but get the feeling of the character that you imagine or the general design of it right. So there's not too much to say particularly about this drawing. It was just a fun little project. But what I do want to talk about is the colors that I used and how I buy markers now. Because when I first started buying markers, I made the mistake of getting a big set. That weren't Copics, they were Prismacolors, which are great markers. But I didn't understand how I used markers, how I colored personally. And what I found out after switching to Copics is I like very earthy colors. I love grays. I have so many shades of gray now. And I like quiet colors. I don't know a better way to say it, but for example, for blues, I use the BG here, that kind of warmer tones. And before I realized this, I bought a lot of bright colors because they were in the pack that just go unused now. So my advice to people starting with markers would be to buy just a few basic colors and see what feels best for you. See what's the most fun for you to use. Some people love the bright colors, some people gravitate towards certain colors like pinks or yellows, and for me that was grays. And now I have a much better copy collection. Even though it's less than the Prismacolors, it actually has the colors that I reach out for. I have about a bit less than 50 Copics, and it just really works for me. I very rarely need a different color or reach out for my Prismas for a missing in between. It hasn't happened in months, actually. So that would be my advice for people starting to buy markers, because they are expensive. Even the cheaper brands are expensive, and it is an investment. Another thing I want to point out is when buying markers, I noticed that a lot of newer artists don't realize the power of mixing or layering. Just don't worry about having every single in-between color, especially because even if you own every single Copic there is, I'm pretty sure you're still going to want to layer and change some things. Like here with the Widowmaker's hair, I used very deep warm gray and purple, and I don't think there's anything in the catalog that I would have preferred to use. So just gotta be careful about which ones you're buying at first, and yeah, just in the end, just do whatever is fun for you without breaking the bank, really. And alright, that brings me to the end of the topics I want to talk about. Please let me know if there's something you'd like me to cover, like a technique I used, or any random question. Thank you for watching.